All right, man. Today is Wednesday. It is Free Swim Wednesday. It is December 18th. It is a dog walk presented by Barstool Sports.
That's why we're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is a long weekend.
Nobody's got a brain left.
That my brain is completely flushed.
Yeah.
We're recording at 6:20 Tuesday night. Have not been home since like 10 a.m. on Saturday. And it's
You're
just
at
been
influencer parties, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, just gallivanting all over the Midwest and the West Coast. So it's been a lot. We're going to give it our all, though. We're going to fucking...
Danny better carry the episode.
Yeah.
I think Chief and I are both on 3 hours of sleep.
Something like that. But a little bit less,
But we'll be fine.
Yeah. Lance is on 0.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Literally on none.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we just,
We've just been so excited since the influencer party that you haven't been able to sleep. Yeah, dude. I didn't even need to, dude. I'm jacked up.
Yeah, we're putting the knee braces on, and we're just going to try to put on a good match here.
Well, we're gonna. This could be like waking up at a sleepover in 7th grade vibes.
Yeah, I'm like in like bonus land almost.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I also have to look at this as we record and edit out whatever I say.
Yeah, because I do have things I want to get to here.
Likewise.
Before we get into it, though, I want to talk about Vanderhagen razors. Make the switch from a cartridge razor to a safety razor today with Vanderhagen. Safety razors allow you to get a closer, more comfortable shave. The use of one-blade razors help prevent nicks and cuts while making your skin feel smoother than ever. The best part is these blades cost as little as $1 a piece and last anywhere from 3 to 5 shaves. They will save you thousands of dollars over the years compared to the cost of cartridge razors. The blades are ice-tempered stainless steel blades from Germany that are sharp enough to give you the perfect shave. Ready to step up your shaving game? Get the smoothest, closest shave with our single blade and shave butter combo. Say goodbye to nicks and irritation. And hello to a shave that's almost too smooth to handle. Get a shave so smooth it should come with a warning. Perfectly close, incredibly soft. This is how real men shave. Check out your local Target and Walmart to get yourself a Vanderhagen safety razor today. If you're serious about your grooming game, hit that follow button at Vanderhagen. Stay in the loop with the latest shaving tips, product drops, and exclusive giveaways. Whether you're mastering the art of the close shave or just looking to keep it fresh, our Instagram is where the best in men's grooming comes to life. Join the community, level up your shave, and keep your style sharp. Go check it out, Vanderhagen Razors. Great stuff. I also want to talk about ChevyDriveChicago.com. Still giving away those tickets.
Get there.
Yes, giving away those tickets this Sunday. Your local Chevy dealers want to give you the chance to cheer on the Bears in person on December 22nd versus Detroit. We'll hook you up with some new Barstool merch for the season, too. This season is taking us for a ride, and there's no better ride than a new Chevy. Shop your new Chevy at your local Chevy dealer. And
Last home game.
yeah,
right?
No. Thursday night, too.
Oh, I thought that was away.
No, it's here.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah, but last Sunday
Yeah.
home game. So that's their last, like, traditional noon kick. So
Before we finally turn this damn franchise around.
Exactly. So
I almost feel like it would be a badge of honor.
to go to this?
Yes.
Like the White Sox, losing record game.
Yeah, for sure. So go do that.
Mhm.
You don't want to pay for the tickets, so go enter the sweepstakes and check out that Chevy fleet too.
They're so great.
That's
I love the
great.
people over there.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So head to ChevyDriveChicago.com today to enter to win. I don't know what I just did right there. All right. So here we are. Free swim underway. Where do we want to start? A lot going on.
I got questions about your influencer parties.
Yeah, we could get into it.
Yeah. Interrogations. If you will.
Yeah.
So we were in LA because I don't even think we covered it. I talked about it more on the Yak.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some people listen to both, but for some reason, we weren't, by last free swim, it was not set in stone that I was going yet. So I covered a lot on the Yak, but I didn't talk about it on here. Basically, if you guys listen to the show religiously, you've heard Lance's friend, Nick, who's been on the show a couple times. Nick Nayersina's got a big YouTube channel. He hit 1 million followers.
Yeah.
A million subscribers.
Yeah.
Yeah, his whole thing was like road to a milli. The past couple of years, he finally hit 1 milli.
Yeah, so he threw a massive party in Hollywood. So me and Lance flew out there for 27 hours, and we went to the party.
The Hills too, right?
Yep, in the Hollywood Hills.
I said the Hill.
It was the Hills, yeah.
It was confirmed the Hills. I don't understand LA. So I'm like, are we in the Hills or like Beverly Hills or the Hollywood Hills? I'm like, I don't know.
Hollywood Hills, this is a dumb question. Is it where they have the literal Hollywood sign? Is that the start of the Hollywood Hills?
You would think, but I don't know.
I think definitely part of it is up there for sure.
Lance?
Yeah, I think that there's like a whole. I mean, obviously, it's
Gotta be
there's
bigger
there's
than
huge
that.
hills,
Yeah.
but the Hollywood Hills, the Hollywood sign is kind of like in a place a little bit further off, and then there's a bunch of houses all in that area, all
Got
on
it.
hills.
Because my Uber driver said, then he told me, he's like, nah, we're in the Mulholland area / like
Oh, like Mulholland
Glacier
Drive.
Canyon Road. I was like, all right, dude, I gotta know where we are.
It should be a bigger thing, like upon your entrance to the Hollywood Hills. It should be like a drawbridge, like
Yeah,
buzzed in or something, like a gated community.
Yeah, apparently the guy was telling me, he's like, I don't know how they did that back in the day because the roads are so slim. He's like, there's nowhere to park. Like, I don't know how they built these houses where they got like the materials through.
Oh, good
You know?
point.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it. Like, I have no idea how it functioned.
Putting
Yeah.
those helicopters to work.
Yeah, maybe, probably the rich people. It's kind of funny too, just a Hollywood observation too, because I interviewed a sex tape broker too. That's going to be coming out in the new year,
Okay.
and he was.
As one does.
What the hell is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Sex tape broker?
You'll find out. Yeah,
It's got to be like somebody has one and it leaks and then he's got it.
he's like a fixer. Yeah, like he like gets it to go away. Like he just like
Gets it to go away.
Yeah.
Quality control.
You give
Yeah.
Portnoy's number?
Well, that's how I came in touch with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when all that was going on, I was still doing the show with Dave. When Dave was going through his shit, this guy, him and I, like since then, like he'll like randomly shoot me a text when like he says he's something I do. I'm like, hey, you know what? Like I'm looking for interviews. I'm gonna be in Hollywood, so come on by. So he stopped by the hotel Sunday morning, and I interviewed him. It was kind of interesting.
Forgive me if you're okay. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it then, but like, how do you get it to go away in this day and age? You can screen record it the minute it's posted. Now, some 21-year-old
Well, that's
has
if
it.
you want it for your own private collection, you pervert.
Well, yeah, but then there's probably people out there like gonna sell their recording of it or whatever.
Yeah, I think the big thing is these people want money, so they'd rather keep it and rather than post it for free, right? A lot of this is not revenge based, where it's like I'm going to upload this regardless because I want it to get out there. A lot of these people are like, hey, I have this possession, I want to profit off of it. If you give me money, then I won't post it, right?
For ransom, yeah.
Yeah, that's what a lot of it is.
Yeah.
Because if not, then it's revenge shit. It's like
Yeah, it's fucked up.
you'll get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a federal offense, if I remember.
Federal crime.
Yeah.
Very
Great
right.
interview coming up right around the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that'll air in January. Besides that, just one experience, dude. Like
Give me the backstory on Snake.
that's definitely the most interesting part of the segment we're gonna drop from this.
So you had the Britney Spears snake. What's it called? The white and yellow snake?
It was a boa.
A boa?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this guy,
Wait, that was real?
that was real.
You strike me as a guy very afraid of snakes. Are you?
Listen,
I don't like
I never knew I was afraid of snakes until I came up close and personal with one.
Well, you went right to the majors. That was a garden snake. That was a jungle snake.
And you think that thing was big? He had another one in his box in his car that was 50 pounds heavier.
How heavy,
And it was
how heavy was
hissing.
yours?
How heavy did he say, Lance?
Probably like 30 pounds. Does that sound about right?
That
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like a fucking enormous snake.
Another boa?
He had a python. And I'm like,
A python
dude,
will kill you.
I know. I was like, dude, just the
Well,
word.
a boa will too, right?
Yeah, like just the word python. Like, I don't fuck with that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
I feel like those are like you have your cobras and your like your venomous ones, but like the ones that are it's like boa, python, anaconda.
Yes, exactly.
And they just squash you.
Yeah, and this guy was something else because naturally too, like 27 hours, like, and I found like I got the assignment the day before on the Yak Friday night. Big guy's like, yeah, get like a fur coat and a snake. And I was like, all right, like I don't know how possible it is to get a snake, you know. And like Lance is like, yeah, it's gonna be impossible, dude, you know. So I'm like calling places like, hey, about those snakes, you know. Finally, like I'm searching Instagram, I get this guy. This guy's name is Cujo.
Oh, God.
Nice.
This guy's name's Cujo. And I'm like, yo, dude, I don't know how this works, but I need a snake. And he's like, snake rental. I don't know. We shout him out in the video. When's that airing, Lance?
That will be this Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
So this guy's Cujo. And
After the dog? Or just happened to be like a nickname of his last name or something?
he didn't really elaborate. But I'm like, you know,
feel like you gotta go
Cujo's...
snake
Yeah, I'm like, you can't be a snake guy and be Cujo. You know, Cujo's like a deadly,
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
rabies-filled dog.
Peter King, right? Peter King.
Stephen King.
Peter King.
That's his uncle.
Oh man,
That's three. That is actually though the difference between good sleep and not.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
that is. That is. And so this guy, he's like, hey man, like, what time do you need it? He's like, I give you a 65% discount on this snake right now because I already had a shoot today, but it depends where you're at and depends what time you need it. And I'm like, okay. I was like, well, here's my situation. Could I just call you? And I was like, I assume you're not going to let me bring your snake to a party. I assume I can't get you on the party list at this point. You know, like, hey, Nick, can we add one more for my snake guy? I got a handler that's going to follow me around.
The snake can come, but you got to stay home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's like, oh, well, damn, man. He's like, you're in Encino right now? I was like, yeah. He's like, dude, I was in Simi Valley. Yeah, Simi Valley, helping someone with a shoot, like in the mountains, like doing like a music video. And I was just, because he lived in Riverside, which is like a round trip, like 2.5 hour, 3 drive. Yeah. He's like, I was just taking a nap in my car. I'm actually right in Encino.
Oh.
And like, this is perfect timing.
This guy's sleeping with the snakes.
I swear to God, dude. I swear. It was like, it's by far like the best part of this video. Like way better than anything that happens at the party. And so I'm like, all right, dude. Like, I'm like, so it's now or never, right? I was like, basically like, I just need your snake for a photo op. That's it. You know? So I was like, we're going to this thrift store. I'm going to buy a fur coat. I was like, meet me in the alley. So this guy calls me and he's in the alley. He's like, all right, man, I'm parked back here. Just let me know when you're here, dude. I'm going to get some shut eye while you're in the store. I was like, okay. So like,
how tired a lot of naps. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So then I
bet you never sleep if you just got snakes around.
Right?
Yeah.
I know. So then I go to Lantz and we're looking for fur coats. Tough assignment. I'm not an off the rack guy. They just don't have my size in fur coats all over the place. Shocking. But whatever. I find one that's passable, a little tight. And then I go around and then what I like expect a snake guy, you know, like this guy who does snakes for like props and you expect like a van of some sort or like one of those pickup trucks with like the top cover.
Yeah.
At least one tattoo sleeve.
Yeah.
Maybe one wild piercing.
Yeah, but like some type of car that is like legit.
Like a snake could be in there.
Exactly. This guy is in like a 2008 BMW that's dirty as shit. And I'm like, you got snakes in there, dude? He's like, yeah. And it was just a black tote with holes popped in it. And I'm like, dude, like, what is the deal? He's like, yeah, man, I basically just have a bunch of pets. And he was like telling me a story and how like he knew like he just rents them out. Like that's his thing.
It's like Uber snakes.
Yes.
Guy's just waiting in his car.
Uber snakes, yes.
Snakes in the back seat for whoever wants.
Exactly. And by like the stroke of luck, I caught this guy at the perfect time.
Caught him between naps.
Yeah, I caught him between naps in Encino, you know? And which is like such a stroke of luck. There's no way I get a snake with this guy. So this guy, he pulls out the tote, and I'm like, I'm afraid to like see that thing when it's open, you know?
Yeah.
This thing opens, and I've never like regretted something more. It's hissing. I'm like, dude, that thing's hissing. It's like, oh no, it's not. And I look at
what's a peeing?
I look at Lantz, and Lantz is like, yeah, that thing was hissing. Dude, what? So like, I'm like, all right. So like, we're talking about it. We're like going back and forth. It's like, yeah, I told you 65% off. Because usually it's like $750 for 2 hours.
$750?
Yes, dude.
Dude, this guy's making a killing.
Killing. Made me want to become a snake guy. So like he gets me down to like 3. He's like, I'd be a 65. I wasn't even chewing him down. Like $350. I was like, and then I'm like, hey, dude, I'm just taking a picture. Can I get it for $250? He's like, yeah, man, that's fair. I was like, yeah, I'd say. I'd say. You woke up from a nap and fell into $250.
With a fucking snake you probably stole yourself from the jungle.
Exactly. Exactly. So this guy, he opens his tote. There's a white and like pinkish boa.
What?
It's like yellow.
Yeah.
So yellowish.
Yeah.
Real quick, are boas illegal as pets, or can you like take the venom out and it's fine?
I didn't ask.
They have venom?
I don't think. I asked him. I was like, "This is what happens if jaws lock on me." Like I asked.
Yeah, like is a python a black market pet, or people own pythons?
No, I think you can get them legally. Yeah,
because it's like a big problem in Florida because people had a bunch illegally, or had a bunch of them, and then they were just like, this python's now huge, and they just release it into the wild, and it like killed all the deer and dogs and all kinds of shit down there.
Yeah, and so like he shows me, and I'm like, dude, like you don't like that's fucking scary, man.
Yeah.
Like and like I said, the one was like yellowish white, and I'm like, all right, that one looks smaller. I could probably do the boa. He's like, yeah, you could do both, and I'm like, I think I'll pass on the python, dude. Like this thing was licking its lips, like hissing, and it was then like he like puts the thing on me, and I was like,
well, 30 pounds is kind of heavy. Too.
Yeah, it was heavy, and like I'm like, I feel like he's starting to wrap. I feel like he's starting to tighten. What do I do if he tightens? And he's like, dude, I'm here. Don't worry. Like
pop the plugs right out of your head.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm fucking freaking out, dude. You know, I'm like, we're just going back and forth. He's like, all right, man. Like, so we get to shoot like. Literally, with that picture you saw, that's what we did. Lance,
that's it.
Like that's it.
Hurry up, take it, Lance.
All right,
take the
so
picture.
I was completely in the dark. I was just assuming that Nick just had snakes at his party.
No,
and I thought it was like a fake snake.
No,
I thought
that
it
was
one of the two.
That was me and Lance and this guy who had a fucking boa and a python in an alley in fucking the valley, and that's what I kept saying. And there's like, in the middle, it was ridiculous.
Two different bags for the two snakes. Or?
No, one tote.
One
See, that's part of it for me. Like if you were an established snake guy or whatever, trying to seem legitimate, and you don't have them at least in like a fancy
like a little
glass case.
That's what I'm
have
saying,
a fucking
dude.
Nike shoebox with a couple holes in it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, dude, I don't know what I got myself into, but I was like, I gotta get the photo. Like this is where it's like, you know, you sell your life for content, whatever. But I was like, I'm not going.
Almost literally in this case.
I'm not going near that boa, dude. Like that. Like I'm not going near the python. Like Lance, that python was scary.
Yeah, when he first opened it, I was like holding the camera, and I had the same thing. I was just like, oh, it's a snake, whatever. As soon as it opened, I was like, oh my, like panic set in.
Was its mouth taped or anything?
No, absolutely not.
So it could just chomp your.
Yes, and that's why I'm like.
So if that thing wanted to, it's going for your jugular.
Yes, and I asked, I was like, I wonder now if people watch the video, if they're gonna be like, oh, you're a pussy, like yada 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 yada. I'm like, I hope it comes across just how big this thing was and like how shady the situation is.
Yeah, this guy had like the emergency flute. He'd start playing it, chill out, start squiggling upwards.
I'm like, I'm not doing anything with that python. Like I couldn't have had him put that python away faster. Like you see, like I'm legitimately like screaming in this alley with a snake around my shoulders. There's homeless people running by on scooters. Like it was
also
ridiculous.
Now that you've told the story about the guy is maybe the scariest thing.
Yeah,
he's got to be 10 times scarier than the snakes. Imagine how that guy lives.
Yeah, I know. He was like he said he's got tarantula. He said he's got so many things.
Anyone premeditatively sleeping in their car with snakes in the back.
Exactly. Yeah. And he's like, sorry, man, I'm a little roughed up. Like, Snake's been through a lot today.
Snakes kept me up all night.
We were coming up and down the Simi Valley. Like, it was a lot of like hiking and like treacherous hills. I was like, okay, does that mean the snake is going to be in a bad mood? You know?
Like, how could you be that confident if you're him to be like, don't worry, the snake won't bite
Did you have to sign a waiver or anything?
Not a thing.
Shocking.
Not a thing.
Oh, the guy didn't have legal documents for you.
How did I pay him? He had a Venmo, and that's how I paid him.
Yeah.
So that it was the guy who has a pet snake who just has an account. Yeah. And you could just like
rent it.
Yeah, rent my snake. Yeah, it was. I'm like I'm very like I'm ready to fucking.
It's so funny.
It is Uber Snakes. I'm ready to fucking go to war with these people who want to call me a pussy because I'm legitimately in an alley like screaming.
Are you really anticipating that? Who's
calling
you a pussy?
Put me in any situation with a boa, and of course I'm gonna back down at some point.
I hope. I don't know. What do you think, Lance?
I think that people probably will say that because sometimes at like the malls they'll have that yellow snake and the kids will do it, but it is like a sketchy ass scenario. I had a feeling you were good just because like I don't know, the guy was so unbelievably confident that the snake was not going to do any damage, and he said it did not bite. And I looked it up. Neither a python or a boa are venomous, so I don't think they do bite. Yeah. They constrict though. You know, they could. They have choke your ass out.
But they have to be able to bite eventually.
And you have to be in the right setting. Like if you're at some city fair and someone's like, "Oh, come take a picture with the snake." You're not even worried. You're in a back alley with a guy you never met.
And but that's what I'm saying. And like this guy doesn't have a license. Like this thing bites me. It's like, hey, dude, what can I get for me? I'd be like, oh, I don't know. You could get like a couple tanks. That
give you 10% off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
this guy's off the grid.
Yeah,
Social Security.
So off there. But like I thought he was very funny. Like he was. He was essentially like your local like stoner type dude who just had a bunch of exotic animals and just rents them out.
Fuck that! I need my snake eye to be locked in, not high.
Like wouldn't tell me his real name. Like I'm just Cujo, man. Like that's all I want to be known as. Like
Cujo's fine, I think, though, for a snake eye. You were saying like what he's gonna go by, Matthew? Like he has to have a Cujo.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was wild, man. It was nuts, but. I don't know. I'm excited for people to see it, and that's just one part of the whole trip. So,
it was a great picture. It was worth the $2.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, did you fill out an expense report for that?
Oh yeah. Fucking, you kidding me?
Snake rental?
Yeah, snake rental. Cujo the snake guy on Venmo.
Approved?
Not yet. Okay. I still got to file a big old expense.
Yeah, we got a couple follow-up questions in this one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna like send the picture. Like I expensed my mask thing that I did at the Turkish barbershop, where I had like the eye black or like the face mask, and I literally just, instead of the receipt, I just put the picture of me in the chair. I feel like that's just, so if he sends it back, I'm just going to send him the picture of me and the snake.
Yeah.
And
trust me, it was $500. No receipt.
I haggled him down too. Yeah.
And that was, and then like, it's so, and you get on, and it's like, all right, like I could do this, and then it starts moving, and then it starts like putting its face towards you, and I'm like, no,
don't look at me, snake.
Look away. Look at the camera, snake.
Yeah.
I don't want any part of this.
And it kept sticking its tongue out, going, it was like sticking its tongue out at you. It was messed up.
Yeah, it's swimming with sharks.
Yeah, like thankfully the boa was not as intimidating as the python. The python, you got to be an animal to put that thing around you. Because this thing had some weight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how much heavier is that? He's like 50 pounds heavier. I was like,
50 pounds heavier?
Yes.
So is it 80-pound snake?
Probably, yeah. I mean, the thing was huge, dude.
I thought you were saying it was 30 and then 50.
No. At least that's what he said. I have a hard time.
How does he even fit it in like a fucking tote bag?
I don't know.
It was heavy. He was picking it up like,
yeah.
It was a big thing.
And it wasn't even in the trunk. It was just sitting in the
snakes.
back seat. So that guy's
they gotta have the AC.
That guy's just napping in his front.
You got snakes in your back seat? Do you crack the window?
Yeah, I think you have to. It was nuts.
Snakes are terrifying. I don't care what anybody says. That's like a primal fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kicks in the moment you see them. We don't see snakes a ton around here, but when you get that big ass python like right in your face, you're like, holy shit, dude.
I had a buddy growing up who had a big one. I forget what kind it was, but we'd watch him feed it live mice, and then every now and then we'd get there, be there for like a half hour, and I'd see the tank was empty. Like, where's your snake? Where's Nagini? Like, oh, we haven't found it in like 3 days. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Well, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were playing hide and seek.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna fucking be in the closet next to.
I had a friend that had one too. It was like red, black, and white. They would feed him frozen mice.
This was like the green one with black spots.
I don't know those. I'm not a snake.
They're kind of prevalent. Me neither.
I think that's called the Burmese python.
Yeah. It was no puppy. It was big.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, just get a dog.
For real.
Please.
Yeah.
Fish.
Even a cat.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
We can get more into that because I'll get into the party a little bit, and I'll ask you guys this, like off the leash. So the most off the leash thing at this party was they had, a lot of people were calling me out that it wasn't a half pipe. It was like a quarter pipe, and they had a boxing ring. Do you have something that if you just threw like a fuck you party, you guys would want?
Ooh, good question.
Right?
It wouldn't be a quarter pipe.
No.
This is where it's like, I don't like anything. Like what would be a fuck you thing at a party?
I want a big inflatable bounce house that's actually suited for
adults. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one.
It's off the leash a little bit.
Yeah, but like a mansion bounce house that's sturdy enough to hold even Chief.
That is like a big thing because my nephews have one, and I'm not allowed in.
I remember like maybe once I turned 12 and like I even thought of going near a bounce house at a block party, there'd be parents like, you're way too big. You're going to pop that thing. All right, guess I'll go home and run on the treadmill and puke.
Yeah, an adult, Bounce house is good. Do you have anything, Lance?
Something I've always thinking about, and maybe this is just me, like the inner like kind of kid who love Jackass. I think it would be awesome to have something whether you're jumping off a high distance or going through a zip line to land in the pool.
All right,
that would be awesome.
That's what that was where my head went to. It went to the scene from Almost Famous where you had the rock star there in like Topeka, Kansas. And he's like, I'm on the roof. He's like, I'm a golden god. Have you ever seen this movie or no?
Almost Famous?
Yeah.
I saw it a long time ago.
Okay.
It's one of those that I'm like due for a big rewatch.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's White Sox Saves #1 favorite of all
I
time.
know.
And so that jumping off stuff, always cool. Put a trampoline next to the pool. That would be sick.
Yeah.
I want a dunk tank, but I get to choose who's in it, and it's a free fall, not just the basic dunk tank where it's like you're falling far, and you might not even be falling in the water. You might be falling into something else.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, an elevated dunk tank?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you had to like kick field goals? If you like kicked a field goal and like that caused the dunk tank?
And it would be a whole game. Like them getting dunked is dependent on someone else's action, so on and so forth.
I like the idea of a boxing ring though.
Mm-hmm.
If people are actually, because I've seen like there was like the old Friday Night Fights video game, and when you're in the lower levels, you would just fight in a ballroom, and that is like a thing, I guess, and it used to be a thing, like the lower, like, oh, we're gonna have dinner and a show, and the show is just like two guys beating the shit out of each other, but you're just casually talking and having dinner. Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think in terms like what would be a good show, people get like midget. Can we say that? Beep. Little person wrestling.
Zaz says it, so.
But he can.
Yeah,
But I feel like
You could say otherwise.
there was dwarf wrestling there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
there was.
I think I would feel too.
That's like a staple, I feel like, for any Hollywood Hills party.
Yeah, for sure. I would say, and this is, you guys know, I've talked about this before. This is like my $1 million idea. Is just theme every room there is.
Mm.
You know, like the basement. It's going to be all like the lower deck of the Titanic kind of party.
Oh yeah, that is a good idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
One room,
I like
it's,
this. Yeah,
it's like the bar that fucking Billy Bats gets whacked in by, fucking Pesci's character in Goodfellas.
yep.
I like that.
I like that a lot. But like, I do still think like if you went to like, you could do this idea at Bourbon Street.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
And they do a lot of that, and I like that about them. It's like one room's country, one room's like
But if you did like the movie themed one,
the different ones, they should.
Yeah,
Like I love those like pop ups. That you know, we went to that Trek one. And shit. Yeah, that stuff's good. So I guess that would be my topic.
That's a good one.
I like that.
Other than that, Lance, like they didn't allow filming because they didn't want like the whole party to be filmed, even though so like no cameras and whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I saw it. I thought you just said no live streaming.
No, like vlog style cameras. So any filming can be on your phone, but no like bigger camera equipment or live streaming.
Oh wow.
So Danny Lance, God love him, calls me. He like breaks the news to me. I was Friday night. I'm at Bolero actually for my sister's birthday.
Nice.
And Lance is like, hey, you got a second to talk? I was like, yeah, no problem. Like obviously we're traveling tomorrow. It's probably urgent. He's like, hey man, like we got some news. Like they're not allowing anyone to stream or film in there, but he says it's cool if we film at the pregame and the postgame so we can get a bunch of footage there. And in my head, I'm like, Lance, I love you, but if you think I'm making a fucking pre and post, you got another thing coming. You don't know me, you know? So like
I thought you wanted the full LA experience. I was like, this is what we're doing, you know? Come on.
The post is Lions filming you sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. So like whatever, we did the pre, and then I ended up leaving around midnight. And I was like, it was kind of like it was like a benchmark for me. I literally walked out of the party at midnight exactly. Not saying the party was bad or anything, just not for me. And also like Lance was with all his hometown buddies. It kind of felt like it was like a hovering dad. So I was like, Lance, go have fun.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
What gives, Lance? Did he just want to be the only one with that content on his page, or?
Yeah, I think that was the initial idea. It's like, I want to be the first person to put out this as like a full-fledged thing.
Yeah,
you know, but everyone was filming on their phones, so there's been tons of clips and stuff.
Yeah, so there is footage of me in the party and whatnot.
Why was it not for you? You're not cut out for influencer life, LA life.
From what I saw, and me and Lance talked about it, I don't think people were there to have a good time.
It's networking, right?
Yes.
It's networking?
You are there
to be seen?
You're there to see or be seen.
Was there any people that were there who were like, oh, that person's super famous, or
It was all like influencer famous.
Okay.
Like there was no like, oh hey, there's like Jonah Hill. It wasn't like that.
Okay.
It wasn't like that.
Yeah.
So some of those networkers had to be pissed upon arrival, realizing they can't film.
Maybe, yeah, but like Lance said, you could film whatever on your phone. They
Yeah.
just didn't want people bringing whole ass cameras. in
Yeah.
there, and that whole kind of thing.
Was everybody there walking around being filmed by somebody else, kind of thing?
Not really. There was a lot of just like I don't know if you saw the picture. We walk because it's those houses in the hills have windy driveways. So I did like a shuttle bringing you up and down the driveway. So you walk up the driveway, immediately there's 2 quarter pipes and there's a boxing ring. And you walk up a little more towards the house, there's a fucking McLaren decked out, like just sitting there on model, and then you modeling like off whatever. Then you walk down a red carpet where there's like a picture. Me and Lance took a picture. And I literally walk in the house. The first person we see is Baby Gronk.
I did see that.
The first person we see.
Yeah.
Standing by himself.
No dad?
No dad.
Nope.
How old
against
is
the
Baby
stairs.
Gronk?
12.
He's like 12. So I was like, bro, this is ridiculous. I was
Yeah.
like, I got to get a picture of Baby Gronk. So I asked, whatever, snap a pic. The people who are like, biggest L you've ever taken, you're just a fucking idiot if you don't understand the joke of how ridiculous
Yeah.
it is. That I'm at a party and it's me and Baby Gronk.
Right.
That's the joke. Of course, I don't fucking support what his dad does and everything.
Dude,
I
it's
think
kind of sad that he's 12 and that.
it's sad as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad.
You know what? We were watching him today on the Yak, and he's like pretty good at football, actually. It seems like he's doing it in the reverse order that he should have been. Like, be a good football player first, then get famous. Now, probably not his fault, though. His dad is giving him the Mr. Spears treatment.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why I like. So it's like, you see that, I'm like, oh my god, like,
Dude, I don't think you can have a 12-year-old at your party.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Right.
no, like I don't know how that happened. I don't know, but like that's
12's crazy.
Yeah.
12's not a teenager.
no, exactly. Whatever.
Literally baby.
No, yeah, he's young. He's a young kid. But I was like, this is like. But to me, it's like, I got to get a picture of him because this encapsulates the ridiculousness of this party.
Yeah.
And that's not, I love Nick. I don't want him to ever think that I'm shitting on the party, which I don't think I am.
No.
But it's just the whole scene. That's just what it is.
LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he somehow got in there because that's all this guy does. That's what his dad does. He leverages the kid to get like, and I saw the kid's feed after and it was all pictures with like girls and whatever. Like that's what he does. It's all about, listen, if you were there, and that's the way I'll describe it. If you were there, you had some sort of clout. And if you didn't have clout, you were there looking for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's what it was.
Yeah. I will say though, and I don't know, I can't put my finger on why. I find Nick like extremely likable.
Oh yeah.
Where I feel like I see these other people that are like influencers that pop up on my TikTok or whatever, and I'm like, ugh. But Nick, I'm like, oh, let's see what Nick's up.
Yeah, he's a nice kid.
Yeah, he's just
really
like a
nice
good.
kid.
He's like he's a nice kid.
He's a nice kid. He's humble. He's very like works very hard.
Yep.
Proud of what he's built.
Yep.
Like
Should be.
yeah.
Anyone who dislikes someone that positive has like problems with their own
That's
self.
a good way
Totally.
to put it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's interesting is that I don't know, maybe it's because he was born here and it took him a while before he got to where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think there is a decent amount of that. I think like he's also been on like the back end and like in the production end and working for other people that were doing that. So he knows a lot of it, and I think that's a lot of where it comes from, especially from being from here. I think it makes a big difference too.
Yeah. Being a Midwest guy.
Because that's what those people, like, I don't, like the fact that that's normal life for them was, I just kept looking around like, I'm from a different planet.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm not shitting on their planet,
No.
but I'm just saying, like, this.
You don't speak the language.
Yes.
Yeah. Language barrier.
This, our
Culture.
Earths are not the same.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I could have told you that.
Yeah. So it was wild.
A super funny part is like, Eddie's wearing a fur coat. I'm like, screw it, I'll wear a fur coat too, just because it's like we're in this thing. It's ridiculous. We know it's gonna walk in ridiculous. We fit in perfectly in our fur coats. We looked fine. No one batted an eye. No one thought we were doing satire. We just fit in perfectly.
You were underdressed, if anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of felt like an idiot, I'll be honest.
What were the girls like there?
Like looks-wise or personality-wise?
Looks wise.
Yes.
Attractive.
Like
Yeah.
was it like a ton? Just everywhere, you're like breaking your neck, looking around.
Yeah, there was some,
Yeah.
and they don't like. It's like Scottsdale too. Like they barely wear anything.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of attractive girls for
Yeah.
sure.
Nice.
But like
Just scrolling through your For You feed, basically on Instagram.
yeah. But like you're not unless your follower counts on your forehead and it's isn't 7 figures.
Dude.
Good luck.
You should have. It's in reverse order, but if those girls could have seen how the grandpas at the Vikings game were reacting to being in your video. They would be like, "Oh, Eddie Barstool."
I wasn't there for that.
Yeah, you had gone down, but there was two different people. There was a guy in front of us and a guy behind us. The guy behind us, he got a call from his son. He's like, "Dad, like the guy in front of you." And he's like, "That's Eddie Barstool." And I could hear him like on the phone. And then the
So
guy,
for context, I put a video of myself just shaking my head when they were doing their skull chant.
yeah.
And there's fans behind me in the background of the video.
At
Right.
Bears Vikings.
At Bears Vikings. And then so there's like white hair old Minnesota guy. And then so he hangs up, he goes, "I'm famous." It's like, "I'm famous." And then he taps me on the shoulder, he goes, Do you know that's Eddie Barstool?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm aware."
I'm famous. I'm
like,
sitting next to the guy who took a picture with Baby Gronk.
Yeah. And he's like, "Do you know where he went?" I'm like, "I think he's down in the room." He's like, "Is he coming back?" I'm like, "I don't know, probably not." And then in the fourth quarter, the guy in front of us, same conversation. I actually took a picture of his phone of him looking and pointing at you, that, you know, because he was like so pumped that he was in and around Eddie Barstool.
How did he know?
One trip to LA.
I missed the first part of that conversation, but I saw, like, I have the picture where he's like pointing at his phone and it's your face.
That's funny.
Yeah. And they were both probably in their 60s.
That's great.
Hyped.
I love those are my guys.
Yeah.
I wish I was there for them. You should have texted me. I would have came back up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have met those guys. Been like,
Yeah.
"What's up, guys?"
Yeah.
Um,
Do you know that's Eddie Barstool? Yeah.
and speaking,
He's a major influencer. Like, yeah, I know.
Oh, no, the I word. The I word.
that's funny
He's a major social media influencer for the Bears. I'm like, yeah, I know.
for the Bears.
For the Bears.
Speaking of Minnesota, I think I Minnesotaed harder than you could possibly Minnesota. Like
Yeah, you kind of did. You hit up their burger joints. You went to Prince's house.
yeah, and we went to like their famous wing place too.
I didn't even know they had a famous wing place.
Yeah, like maybe not famous, but like when I put out like a tweet, "What's there to do in Minnesota?" A lot of people came running to go to this place called Runyons.
Okay.
They do wings. So yeah, I think in 24 hours there too. It's just everything you just cram. That's why I'm so tired too.
Yeah.
Because you're not just sitting around.
No, you got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's like we went to that burger place, the Juicy Lucy. You went too, Danny. What did you think?
I thought it was great. Me and White Sox Dave had a date there. I like I didn't know, first of all, I didn't know Minneapolis. Is that like a world-renowned burger town?
Is it?
Well, I'm just saying, once we got there, all people were doing was requesting burger places or recommending burger places.
So I think that's the thing is the Juicy Lucy is their thing.
But then there's another one that me and Dave were about to go to,
Parlor?
but classic. Dave, we're about to call Uber. He's like, "Fuck, doesn't open till 4." Like, all right, I guess we'll pivot. And then there was even another one.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe coincidence. Maybe Dave had a hankering for burgers.
There's a lot of, my buddy from college, his dad was the head of the veterinary program at UM and Minnesota, but he made all his money as a pig and cattle farmer, and he would like sell his meat too. So there are like a lot of, it's like here, like we're famous for steakhouses because like the beef industry was here.
But I was talking to like a younger Vikings fan in the line for the bathroom, and he saw that me and Dave went to Matt's, it was called, right? The
Yeah.
Juicy Lucy place. And he was saying it's Matt's, another big one, and like
5-8 Club.
yeah, you gotta pledge your allegiance to one or the other.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah. So essentially, it's been on like Food Wars. Like there was like a Food Network show they did called like Food Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And when they were here, I think they did like Mr. Beef and Al's Beef. And then they
Okay.
went to Detroit, did the Coney, because there's 2 Coney Island
Okay.
dogs. And then they did Geno's versus Pat's
Got
cheesesteaks.
it. Yeah.
For Minnesota, they did Matt's
burgers.
versus 5-8 Club. And for people that don't know what a Juicy Lucy is, it's basically one patty. They drop some cheese, and then they drop a patty on top, and then they crimp it around. So it's like a pocket full.
Well, yeah, the burger is stuffed with cheese.
Yes, exactly. A lot of people seem to say Matt's was better than 5-8, so that's what I went with. And even like you said, Frankie Borelli like raved about this Parlor burger, but it wasn't a Juicy Lucy. I wanted to make sure I got the
It's a good name.
authentic experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great bar too. Great vibes in there.
That was my takeaway. The burger was good.
Right.
It is a gimmick, though. It's absolutely a gimmick.
What kind of cheese?
Kinda.
It was like an
American cheese?
It's like liquidy, it's
Yeah.
very, it's like very liquidy.
Kind of had a whiter hue to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was American.
It was good.
Okay.
Like, don't get me wrong. I would eat that burger. No.
But like put it this way, me and Dave went 1 p.m. on Monday. There was a line out the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Which not surprising because there's probably a lot of Chicago people doing the tourist shit.
Sure, but not real. A lot of Vikings.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not then.
Yeah.
But like I said, I would eat that burger again, no problem. It was good. But to me, the star of the show was the bar.
Yeah, right.
Like, all the stools were like
So-
diarrhea brown.
Okay.
And it's just like, it was just my kind of spot.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cozy, homey, kind of
Yeah.
little
Okay.
log cabin-y, cool memorabilia on the walls.
Yeah.
Very Minnesota sounds like.
Yeah.
We were sitting next to the they did like what Las Corolla here in Chicago does, puts all the framed celebrity pictures and ours with White Sox Dave's infamous beard picture. We were sitting
Up
next
to
to
his eyes.
the Pawn Stars
Oh, yeah.
spot. We got the Pawn Stars booth.
There you go. Chumley.
Yeah.
Had a burger with Chumley.
sick.
I feel like maybe like once a year, like I'll have like a friend that I haven't talked to in a while or at least I don't talk to them consistently, will send me that picture because they're at Las Corolla, and it makes me laugh every time. Like of all the pictures, that's the one.
It's
that's
such a
hanging
famous
out.
picture.
Least famous people on that wall.
I know, right? It's like us, Eminem, Sydney
Yeah.
Sweeney.
I'm probably first overall least.
I fear that so many people go there that eventually we're gonna get bumped off the wall. Because I love being on the wall. I can envision a scenario where it's like, we had Sydney Sweeney, we had fucking whoever else, and he's like, we got to make room.
You got like WGN anchors from 9 years ago though.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'm fucking getting the boys at Richards, and I love you, Armando, but we're multi-cocktail in your fucking windows.
At least leave Dave's picture up alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Armando.
Well, if he takes it down, just please send it to me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll put it up in here.
Yeah.
Um,
We should go back and take a picture of us in front of the picture and hang that in here.
Mhm.
It's like picture inception.
we should. What a picture.
Yeah.
What a picture.
Can we talk about your drywall guy? I've been meaning to talk to you about this. Have you seen this?
He showed me a picture of the Ring camera where the guy's just there.
I'm in hell, dude. I'm in literal hell with this drywall.
When was your block party?
July 20th?
Okay, because I feel like you had just finished your garage and like the next step was drywall, and
Yeah.
now it's 2025 basically.
I know.
So tell the people what's this guy doing, dude?
So I get this drywall guy, and he was referred to me by someone, and like he threw me a price. It was a really good price, and I was like, fine, let's do it. So he starts working away, and then it partially my fault because I called the dogs off for a second. I was like, hey, do you guys mind stopping? I ended up being like, I'm gonna put like an HVAC system in there because I want it to be,
Yeah, comfortable.
You gave him an inch.
Yeah, exactly. So then like he stops, and then the HVAC people took a little longer than I thought they would. They took like a week.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, sir, like they're done. Like, would you mind coming back? And he like, and this is the point where he was working so well. Like they were coming every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I had given him over 50% of the money at this point, which everyone's like, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, you never do that. But like, I'm like, fuck, like this guy's never going to come back, yada, yada, yada. Like, I'm like, all right, this guy got another big job or something, and then he's just pushing me off, which fair. Like, just tell me that. But this guy's icing my phone calls.
Can't give him that guaranteed money yet.
Dude, he's giving me all the runaround.
That would enrage me.
He'd be like,
We're not even at the craziest part yet.
I know, he'd be like, I'm coming tomorrow. I'll be there or whatever. 9:00. I'm like, all right, like, if you're gonna be here, like, I'll be like 11. Like, all right, fine. Like, I'll go to work late. Like,
Yeah.
So I'm like making our podcast schedules around this guy, and he just won't show up. Like, this guy no-showed me like 3 times. I'd fucking hammer call him. I'd hang up and I'd call again and I'd call again. Just like, and at this point, like, I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Why do you keep, like, what is going on? Just be honest with me. I'm a fucking normal,
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, my workers all quit on me. I'm like, then fucking say that.
Yeah.
Don't just not show up and,
Right.
whatever. Then it's that. Then it's, I got a flat tire. Then, like, he'd be like, all right, let's,
He's got the excuse Rolodex.
oh my
out.
God.
Dog
the
ate my homework.
Rolodex, dude. He's just like everything he's doing. And then, like, when he was doing it, my friend helps me out. He was doing some stuff in my backyard with my concrete. And he's like, I looked in your garage and there was a couple of guys and they were like looking through your hats and stuff. Fuck, I'm like, don't love that. I was like, but whatever. Like, I had a bag of hats that I'm just going to give to Goodwill. I'm like, but whatever, And then they're like, yeah, also, like, I walked in there and they were like slamming beers, like, from your cooler. I'm like,
It's too good of a garage.
Yeah.
Guys walk in there, have to start drinking right away.
I know. So, like, slowly but surely, I keep going to my garage and they're slamming like everything in there. Like, and I'm
Your beers.
my beers, my high noon, you name it. Like they're slamming all my Millers, they're slamming all my. I'm like, this guy just owns me.
Yeah.
But that's when you think it gets bad. It gets even worse.
This is pretty bad.
Yeah, because I'm like, listen, I'll give him water, whatever you want. Like, all right, if you want some beers, take them. Just do it after work.
You know it's bad when Eddie's willing to talk about it.
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, don't just, don't be hammered hitting nails in and, fucking this whole place up.
Maybe bring your own beer if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like doing the primer and stuff, and I'm walking through, and like, I see a sweatshirt, and I'm like, man, wait a second. I had a Cubs World Series 2016 sweatshirt, and he was wearing it.
Stop it.
It's got
How did that happen?
it was just I left it in the garage when he was doing
So you just threw it on?
he just threw it on.
Did he keep it?
I don't know. He's not done yet. He's still going.
But he took it home.
Wait a second, though.
Yeah.
When
Took it home.
you saw the guy wearing it in person,
Yeah.
and you weren't like, you didn't confront him on it?
No.
Yeah,
You pussy.
I know. Sorry. I know. I'm a pussy.
This
but
has always been the biggest difference between us. I wanted to steal that guy's number from your phone and call him out myself.
no, but like
Even like you have to even joke, be like, nice sweater.
Where'd you get it?
Period.
Yeah.
I know, dude.
Let him know
guys
that you
just,
know.
like, you don't know how much this guy's got me over the barrel, dude. I just want.
You're letting him you're bending yourself over the barrel.
I know, but I just want him to finish. I don't want him I don't want to get in, whatever, and then he doesn't show up and doesn't get finished.
Yeah, he gave you a good price. He's making up the difference in beers and sweatshirts.
Yes, I know.
Did he even try hiding it when he saw you coming?
Not
He was
even for a
wearing it?
second. No.
He knows he's got you.
And that's why I looked at it because he's like not a little guy. And I'm like, is that like? I feel like it should be bigger because it's my sweatshirt, but like it was a little big. I was like, there's no way this. Respectfully, he doesn't look like a Cubs fan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't look like a baseball fan.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
In a Tico, Texas kind of way?
you get my drift.
Yeah. Okay.
Were you just like, maybe, did they take too literally, like, yeah, help yourself?
Well,
Like, where at one point we were just like,
with
yeah,
the
help
beer?
yourself. Anything, whatever's in that garage.
No,
They ransacked.
No, they're just taking matter into their own.
They're officially squatters in my book.
I know, and I like I said, and
You
every
don't even
time,
own your own garage anymore.
and every time he'll be like, "Hey man, I need
More beer.
I need 500. I need 500 more for materials.
No, fuck this
I
guy.
need 800 more for.
You gave him already more than he should have.
I need 1200, and every time I'm like, dude, no, I'm done giving you money. He's like, what do you mean, man? He's like, we need the material. He's like, you act like I don't want to finish. I was like,
Just say,
all right, the last fucking time I'm giving you money.
No.
I swear to God, they are like,
well, what would he say if you were like, listen, I already gave you more money than I should have at this point. So what do you mean you don't have
he's
enough?
just always like, man, I'm trying to finish. What do you mean? You act like I don't want to finish. And I'm like, I just, every time I'm just like, I don't want conflict because to me, conflict means that this guy's just not going to show up.
Right.
You know?
He's
the Mets
Ed.
can't be pissing off Juan Soto right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Ed, he's stealing from you.
I know. And
So, like, eventually, you got to get to a point where it's like,
credit to you for having that patience.
no, this is not credit.
No, you're right. But like, I'm trying to find a silver lining because I would have definitely gone over the top and been like, can you not wear my fucking clothes?
We were sitting out there for the white elephant. Ed's just looking at his ring cam. He's like, these fucking drywall guys.
fucking making pasta in the kitchen.
Yeah.
like that's the thing. He'll always give me a time, and he'll always like be like he literally just texts me. He's like, "Are you going to be home tomorrow morning? I want to make the ceiling patch. I'll get there at 8.
Dude.
I got to go. I'm doing stuff with Gruden tomorrow. I got to pick him up from O'Hare, and at 9:30, 10 o'clock, he will not be here at 8. And I know it's going to be a thing where he gets there and then nothing can happen because I'm.
No, you got to lay down the law. Say, listen, if you aren't here by 8, then don't even bother coming because I can't do it after that. You gotta tell him what's up, Ed.
You gotta hire Danny to manage this guy.
Oh yeah,
won't
I
do
will
it, though.
fucking grill this guy.
Danny's good at this. Remember
I know.
when Dave got his car hit in the by the construction guy?
Yeah.
And Danny was like in that guy's asshole.
It really pisses me off when it's like the lack of self-awareness. Like, what did I do wrong? It's like, and in that instance, like we told you 5 times, don't even park there to begin with. Then you knock our guy's mirror off, whatever. But Ed, get it together, dude.
You just don't.
I get it.
We do.
I get it's hard now because I personally would have never gotten in this deep.
point. Yeah,
I know. I'm just in so deep, and it was fine. Like I was fine going in deep because, like they were working their balls off early.
Yeah. Well, this is like you give him out some cookies.
Yeah, but then even like when I went to Menards with
And
him,
he's gonna want a keg of beer.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. This kind of sounds like those Irish traveler schemes.
It might be. It may
That's
be
what they
so.
do. They do like the first half. That's what they say. You put the down payment,
Totally.
and they're fucking stealing your food and clothing.
You're right. And I was worried that was happening.
We got to call Biz.
Yeah, I know. I even went so far as
Biz
like,
wouldn't stand for this.
he's like, all right, it's time to go pick out the flooring. Like, let's go to Menards. And I'm like, all right, we go to Menards. And then, like, we grab all the floors. We get, like, whatever, like 30 pallets of vinyl floor, and we get paint and whatever. And he's like, all right, he's like, just pay for it, and I'll take it off your, like, whatever you owe. And I'm like, oh, it's not bad. Like, I could throw some on credit for a little bit and, like, move some things around instead of paying him, obviously, like, whatever I owe him. And then my buddy's like, dude, you're a dumbass. You don't do that. Now you're even in deeper to this guy. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. So it's also a part of me being stupid.
Yeah.
Like a first-time homeowner.
Yeah.
What can we pretend I am? Like what position? Like an inspector or something to where you'd actually have to listen.
Well, that's what I did. I was like, hey, because my friend's doing the electric. And I'm like, hey, you need to go in there and be like, hey, I'm this general contractor. I need to get the fuck in here. So you need to hurry up. So he did do that.
Did that work?
And he started moving. He's like finally like close to done, but I still owe him like barely any of the money left, but I still owe him a little left.
I'm still mad about the sweater.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a bridge too far. That's like straight up like disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were to walk in and be like, sorry, buddy, it's cold, whatever.
Yeah.
Your nationality.
But it's not even cold. The fucking garage is heat.
Oh, exactly.
And he's just pumping it at 73 days.
Why is he putting on a sweater if it's hot in there?
I don't know.
That's even more disrespectful.
That's unbelievable.
I know I sound like a giant pussy, but like I'm just in a spot where I'm so tired of it and I just want to be done. We signed this contract early October. Like I was like, oh nice, this would be cool. It'll be done around Thanksgiving. Like I could watch some stuff.
Football.
Now I'm like praying it's done by Christmas. I want to like watch the college football playoff in there and shit. It's just a nightmare, man.
These guys will be watching it in your garage with you.
I know. Like
eating your chicken wings.
Like they got me over a barrel. And that's the end of
Just hire Danny through the holidays to get it done.
Hey,
Danny will have it done tomorrow while you're driving Gruden around.
Just never again, man. Just never.
I'll fucking undercover boss this Irish traveler.
Yeah. So then he lost all his guys, so he's showing up alone.
You have to see, like, did he lose all his guys?
I don't know. Well, he was.
And if he did, not great look either.
Yeah. Why are his guys? He's probably not paying
They
them
fled
either.
to the next site because they're Irish travelers.
He was picking up migrants.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing. So he was, and then they all. He was explaining it to me about how they were getting a check, and then how if they're working, they can't get the check, and then so he quit. I don't know. It was a whole thing about like how he got fucked, and then I'm just
whole sob story that's made up.
I know, and then I'm too soft. I'm like, oh, dude, that sucks. I'm sorry.
Sounds like I'm gonna have to pose as what you call it, ICE, the immigrant
Immigration lawyer. Yeah.
We're taking you. Yeah, and then somehow he found out. He texted me. He's like, hey, what is your podcast? I'm like, how the fuck did you know about that?
Tune into this episode. Meet my friend Danny.
Exactly. So I don't know, dude. This guy. Long story short, this guy's he's killing me.
Can I tell you another reason why I'm a little disappointed in you for this?
Why?
In my head, city guys are more like this. They're not taking any shit. They've been through things like this before, either seeing how their parents or other friends do it, and it's like, hey, like you're Eddie from the Northwest side. Like I'm not taking any of your shit. Where like if you're from Wheaton or St. Charles, maybe they pat your belly a little bit and take advantage of it. I expect the city guys to be.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But the difference is I lost all my leverage. So I'm in a position where there's nothing I could do. If I still had the leverage, I wanted to fire him, and like I would have I was gonna take the loss, and I was just gonna be like, dude, get fucked.
Yeah.
But then when you lose your leverage, you're fucked. Like
your leverage meaning you already paid him.
Yeah, I already paid.
But like him taking the clothes and the beers almost has nothing to do with that. That's like a different problem, you know?
Yeah.
That's just like even if he was on pace doing the job and like set to get it done on time, he's still stealing your food and beer and sweaters.
Yeah. No, I know. He owns me. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. And I'm with you. Like, so I just had an electrician in, and
you just had a fucking situation where you're getting a little fucking raked around the coals too.
Oh, about the car accident?
Yes.
I think that's different.
No, I think that's different too. That's like more ethics involved.
Well, this is kind of ethics too.
No way. Yeah, it's unethical of that guy. What he's doing to you.
What he's doing to you is unethical. My thing was like I am a pussy in a way where if a woman cries in my face, I melt.
I think I would have done what you did too.
Yeah. So like that.
For those who don't know, real quick.
So that story. So I got this person. It was not even that bad, but it's like they smashed into my driver's side door and they like veered into my lane, and it was this woman, didn't speak great English, was wearing a hijab, and she didn't have a license, didn't have insurance.
Classic.
And so it was like, and I was like, well, what should we do here? And I was like, do you want to call the police? And she like burst and like, please don't call. And I was like, all right, fucking fine. Like
the amount of people who risk like no license driving around.
Yeah.
Insane.
And
There's
like,
a lot more than you
and
think,
she told me her name. And then she had like a picture of a temporary license that was a different name. And I was like, wow, what the fuck? Come on. Yeah.
I'm losing my sympathy.
Yeah. But I was just like, I don't know. I don't think the damage is going to be like that expensive. So I'm like, am I going to ruin this person's life for $1,000 or something like that? Like, no, it's not like I'll just fucking eat it. This is like, this guy's just fucking you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I wouldn't be going hardo if he was saying like, oh, sorry, some came up, can't come today, my guys quit. But to have that on top of like the disrespect,
yeah,
that's when.
Yeah, no, I'm not refuting it. I'm just at the point where I'm just like, I'm so sick of it and over it, where it's like, dude, punch me in the face, just finish the fucking walls. You know what I mean?
I think I even without the leverage, I'm like, hey, you're done.
Yeah.
I was there, and then like I was ready to go, and then like I'm telling you, I had like a whole new guy ready to come check it out, and then I went to Turkey. So there's variables too.
Yeah.
Where, like I was gone for a week, and I've been traveling a shit ton.
Yeah.
And so
influencer parties.
exactly. And he's like, during that time, he like makes great headway, and then he like reels me back in, and that's like his MO. He'll reel me back in, and then
He's a pro.
He's fucking
suck me in.
making Eddie breakfast in the morning.
I know. He just every time I think
With
about
his eggs though.
Yeah. Right.
every time I think
You're gonna
about
need more eggs.
he pulls me back in. But yeah, I just
You look like
know.
like even telling the story, you're so defeated.
I am, dude.
Yeah.
And it's another thing when you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah.
How is it going with the car crash lady though? Are you still in talks or? So what's gonna happen?
I'm gonna file an insurance claim on my cell or with my own insurance and then get it fixed.
I
probably won't do that until March if I'm being honest. Like
Right.
One
of my Danimal origin stories is this guy. I was in construction coming home from work. This guy rear-ended the fuck out of me. He was like going 40. He gets out of his car. This gay guy. Not that it matters, but it might eventually. And he was like he was shaken up. And like, this is my 5th car accident by this point. I didn't even flinch. I was like, yeah, it's all cool. Just took a picture of the damages, asked for his license, blah blah blah, and we're texting, and I'm like, hey man, like all good. I've been there before. I'm not gonna ask for like the lump sum, whatever. I'll let you know when I get the quotes. And so I go to one quote place, and it was like $1,200, which is not bad at all. Mm-hmm. Like anything is, even a small dent is usually like $1,500.
Yeah.
And then I went to, and I told him, and he was like, whoa, what, really? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I have another guy. I'll go to him anyways. And it was like $100 less. I wasn't trying to like short this guy. And I told him, I sent him like what it was. It was like, yeah, $1,100. And he was like, what? All that? Like, I think it might've been his first time getting in a car accident. He was like 40.
Okay. Well, I will say this was my first real car accident as an adult. I got rear-ended by, I was like home for Christmas during school, and my brother was 10 years younger than me. It was my brother's 4th grade teacher rear-ended me, and like my car was like, he had some kind of little sedan, and I had a Jeep Liberty, like the mom car, and like his whole hood was like smashed up, like crumple zone into his windshield, and my car was fine. And it was like, I'm like, oh, I know you. It's like, you're my brother's teacher. So that was another one. I'm like, my car's fine, and you rear-ended me, so I'm just gonna go.
Keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess anyone would be shocked, but something most of us figure out early on, like even the slightest fender bender is gonna be a G.
Yeah.
And
that's
so,
a place where they really do have you over the barrel. 'Cause like,
Right.
what are you gonna? Yeah.
And I sent him it, and he's like, I don't have that money. And I was like I said, like we could do whatever installments or whatever. He's like, I don't have that kind of money. I was like, well, like, what do you mean? Like, let you off pretty nice. I'm being pretty generous here. He's like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Like, I can't pay you that. And the animal had to come out. I'm like, listen, we can go to the cops or we can do this now.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sure. All of a sudden, $200 of Venmo. So these people are lying to you, Ed. You just got to shake them up a little.
I know. But
like, you don't have the money. What the fuck does that mean? You think I'm like, oh, no worries.
Yeah.
Oh, but then it's like he always hits me with his fucking material thing. It's like, oh man, I can't do the work if I don't have the material.
That's
like,
the worst.
fuck
though.
you.
Yeah, like you don't even know what that means.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, dude. And he just has me in so far deeper. I'm like, all right, dude. Like, give me the fucking marionette and I'll dance.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, realistic advice for someone, like if you're whatever, you don't want to talk to him, you got to somehow threaten him. Be like, hey, I kind of found these other guys who can get it done a lot quicker than you. You watch how fast he fucking works. I promise
but this guy, like, here's the thing, and I'm gonna make an apt comparison. He's got that Hannah Tran in him, where, like
the name drop.
It goes over his head somehow, and he just like won't understand.
I don't think it is going over his head.
No, yeah, and you gotta scare him.
Yeah,
you gotta.
Yeah, but
you want the dog to pee on the carpet again?
It got to the point too where I was like, you know what? This is my fault. You get what you pay for. It's the truest saying of all time.
Yeah.
He gave me a great deal. I jumped on that rather than have a legit company do it, which I should have done. And I'm like, it's almost like my punishment. Like I'm walking with the
I agree with all that, but the insult to injury is him stealing your shit.
That part.
Yeah,
puts
that
him over.
fine.
Yeah.
I it's hard for me to say like I could do much more in your position if it's not for, because that part would make me lose it.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't want to lose it.
And this is like a much smaller example, but I had an electrician come 2 weeks ago or a week ago to do some work in my house, and he had to, like in my bedroom where the work wasn't really being done, to feed the new wire through. He had to like blow out like a whole side of drywall, a whole wall basically in my bedroom. It was fixed by the time he was done. Like he patched it, he did it himself. Like, so I feel like if you have a reputable guy, like they know, like this. And he called me. He's like, "Hey, I had to put a fucking hole through your bedroom." And I was like, "Wait, what? Like, why are you even in my bedroom?" Like,
Yeah.
And then he's like, and then he sent me a picture. He's like, I'm like, wait, just send me a picture. He's like, I already did it. I'm like, all right, just send me a picture of it. And it was already patched up. So I have to like paint it, but like he already got it done. Like he like in the time that I was supposed to do the job.
Yeah.
Sir, that was my glory hole. Damn it.
Yeah. When you get good contractors, you're like, this is it, you know?
Yeah.
But I feel like this is not, I feel like the more I hear, or I don't know if it's just because now I'm in the house game, it feels like everyone gets like shitty contracts.
You know who you should have called?
Who?
Lauren Dayton.
Yeah, she probably could have got me some.
She got me the electrician.
Did she? Yeah.
So I had two different electricians come through, and I had, Travis Scott's buddy.
Yeah.
So he flips houses. He's like awesome.
Travis Scott's buddy.
Yeah. And
Kanye?
so I had two people who I trusted to give me recommendations. They both came in. They both gave me quotes. I went with the one that was cheaper and could do it faster. It happened to be the same guy, and he was awesome. And that's like, you just got to go to. What's that saying? If it's too good to be true, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. Like I lived and I learned.
Yeah. All right.
And that's where I'm like, I'm just.
You're right. I hear it's luck of the draw with contractors. Like my parents have had bad experiences, but it's also like how they react.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like this guy, like.
My mom would have had that guy spinning. She's more like Dan.
Yeah.
My mom would have had that guy smoke.
Yeah, like him wearing my Cubs World Series sweater.
Take that off. That's the blue one, right?
Yeah.
He wore that one during the White Sox Dave Saron. I'll take it off his back myself. He doesn't know what that means.
I know.
Damn it.
That's the opening day sweatshirt. God damn.
I know.
You're gonna let him. What the fuck?
When I wear it this opening
It's like
day,
watching your ex-girlfriend wear another guy's Letterman jacket.
when I wear it this opening day and it's covered in paint, you know why?
Yeah. Peyton.
You know
Don't
why.
be surprised if you see me walking through your back gangway with a clipboard in my hand.
Don't be surprised if Danny's wearing that Cup sweatshirt. He gets it back.
Well,
It is now.
it should be done soon, and you guys come over and we can watch a game.
That'd be great. March Madness at your place, maybe, if he gets it done in time.
Your contractor will be passing us beers.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's not even like all my friends are fucking shitting on me for it.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Right.
But I don't know. I can't.
You're a nice guy.
Yeah.
It's a great part about you, but
Yeah.
it doesn't come in handy in these situations. You're a nice guy. One of the nicest guys I'm.
I know, but I'm not like a fucking.
You're not a pushover.
No, I'm not a pushover.
But
I'm
it
not
just you were in too deep.
But it's tough.
a fucking me, myself, and Irene, like Jim Carrey, where it's like, oh yeah, sure.
Or yes, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it is tough when you just don't know. Like
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
this is thing. I think I've pitched this as a draft, but it's like places you feel the most helpless, or where it's like you could just fucking tell me anything because I don't really know.
Oh yeah.
So
I got my flat the other day, and the donut was in bad shape, so I just had to go like buy new tires. And obviously they're checking it out. Like, you need a new emergency brake and then the bilingular brake. Like, you need this. I was like, do I? I have no fucking idea.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know.
I always just say no, and then I try to do. I'm like, just give me the bare minimum for now, and I'll. Then.
So I go no. He goes, okay, but just so you know, you're gonna need that. I was like, fuck. Put it on.
You need an oil change, by the way.
I know. Down to 8%.
Don't let that slip, because you know what happens when your car runs out of oil.
Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, I know. So I gotta do it. I wanted to do it. I've been trying to get to like the Chevy dealerships to do it, but it's just hard for me to get there during normal hours.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
When people are crashing into your car,
yeah, exactly.
It makes it a little harder.
All right, we could wrap this
up. All right.
Oh, fuck, I know. I'm all pissed off.
I'm mad. I was low energy at the start. Now I'm ready to fight somebody.
I know.
Fucking
believe me,
yelp
it's been
right
now.
now.
It's been a long road. Tomorrow, Chief and I are joined by a gut biome professor from Michigan State. Interesting conversation. Talk about the gut biome. Talk about what you need to eat to make sure that it's helped a little bit.
Poop transplants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll tell you how to get some more guts.
Yeah. Talked about you a little bit.
Really?
IBS guy.
Yes.
It's been great. Like, I really haven't had it.
Really?
It's all dietary, and I choose not to.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
I would rather diarrhea twice a morning than not drink coffee.
Oh, you get it from coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's tough break.
I feel like that's pretty common.
Yeah, I would say. All right, then. That's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, like I said. We'll see you then.